good here. I got Diablo 1 going here. It's not the vanilla Diablo. It will not work on Windows 10 as far as I know. Um, but how I got this working is I got a mod. It's called Belzebub, and it's not a total conversion, which I'm perfectly happy with. It adds some stuff to the game. Um, for example, if we go into the video options here, you got the standard gamma and zoom here, which I don't think zoom was there before, but you did have gamma. And then you got an option for frames per second. The resolution, as you can see, is higher than what was offered. It was only 640 by 480 at the time, and that was your only resolution option, I think. This can go to pretty much any standard monitor. I'm not sure what the highest amount. I'm not going to change it because I have it set to what I want it here. Trying to capture this in a way that I can see the game and then I can see my OBS running. Um, I was having issues, or I couldn't get it to capture in full screen, so I have full screen off. Um, you also get some additional settings here. Combat info, screen shake effects, play movies, which is the cinematics, monster hit effects. I have the town walk increase set to 100%. Obviously, modern action RPGs, you move much quicker than you did in the original Diablo in comparison. If you remember, you walked, which we can turn that off, and this is the speed at which. Oh, I hope that it's gonna play here. I don't know. Oh, that's inconvenient. Stop responding. Okay, there it goes. However, the music stopped. Let's see if I can get that going here real quick. I don't know. That's annoying. I don't know if I want to reload that or not. I'm hoping that when I go back in, or if I go into the cathedral, fix that. We're gonna roll with it for a little bit here. Anyway, this was, obviously the rate at which you moved prior, um, and obviously that makes it quite so. That's the only problem I have with this game. I know that there's other bugs and all that other stuff, but that's the only thing that bothers me. So I have that at 100%, so that way we can just kind of move around town much quicker. Besides the video options that I showed and the game settings that they added in here, I believe your inventory is pretty much the same. However, you do get a secondary weapon set, which looks like you get to. I think it only switches, for weapons, just like it did in Diablo 2 for that. So that's kind of cool to have, I guess. And then quest log, I'm pretty sure is the same. And then character, you get a general. This is what was the only thing included originally, but then you get like stats for your attack and all that stuff, and then you got defense here, and then magic as well, just to give you some statistics. So that's just another thing, and then it's got damage per second, which wasn't there before. Um, but I think everything else is the same. This is a little bit cleaned up, so that I know that they did some improving on the UI a little bit, um, so it looks really good. And I think that covers everything. There are added quests, side quests, so to add some more depth to the game as you're going along, and you don't have to do them. They're not part of the main, or they're not uh, part of the game to meant to be done. They're just there as a optional, that like I said, side quests. At the bottom here, you do have an experience bar, so that's added in there. So that's pretty cool. And then, as you notice, Geed, the trader, was added in here. You can trade and gamble, just like you did with him in Diablo 2. And if we talk to Ogden here, I don't know why it's so. I'm pretty sure. And then you get a private stash here, so that's pretty. And then it's got other pages, so you got quite a bit of room for storing stuff. And if we pull up our own inventory, I think this is the same size here. This, I believe, you can transfer items over to other characters. Yeah, untraditionally, some of these NPCs move, and that wasn't there before. Also, you got a waypoint here, so they added a waypoint system. Makes it pretty useful. You don't have to rely on town portals. I don't believe. Yeah, this is the priest here is a new person as well, a new NPC there, and everything else about the map should be the same. You do have an in-town map, which wasn't available in the original game. I guess if you're new to Diablo and you pick up this mod, you got the added map here. I'm not sure exactly where Ward is. If he's down further, he probably is. But anyway, oh no, he's right there. Let's go ahead and get into this. The only problem is, give me 1 second. You're gonna see something on screen here. Okay, that's the only problem. I should have this on the other side, but I don't. We're gonna talk to this guy, and the music started playing again, so that's good. So it's still going, but it's saying it's not responding, and I don't know why I'm having so much of an issue. Apologize about that. I know in full screen it doesn't have any issues. Hopefully we don't come across that too much, and I don't have to restart or something. I don't. There's not going to be any way for me to stop it from not responding. But we're going to continue on here. I have played a little bit of this mod. I've not completed the game. I've got my highest level character is a level 13, and I couldn't tell you how many quests I've done. It's not responding again. This is getting annoying. If I could play the game in full screen, I would, but it wasn't wanting to capture it full screen, so I'm doing it window mode. It's probably why I haven't uploaded this game before. If I even still gonna do that or not, I don't know. Games just want not to respond, and it's best way I could go about it because I did window capture and it was wanting to capture the OBS. Well, we got it going. Killed some barrels here. Still got the alt. I think that was in the original. And as you can tell, there's information above the monsters. How many kills you've made on them and stuff like that. I believe that once you get to a certain amount of kills, more information about the monster becomes available. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, I guess the speed at which you move isn't different in the dungeons, only in town. Seems to be doing alright. A little bit glitchy though. Tells you how much damage you're doing on the monsters, so that's how much experience you gain. So just providing a little bit of information. You know, don't bother me. It doesn't take up. It's not too distracting. As far as the quest added, I know that there's the building right next to the drunk guy. There's a quest in there. It's like take out the worms, and like there's like a worm queen or king or whatever the heck, kind of like in the Luke Galane maggot lair. Big old giant worm. Those things were actually kind of tough. I think they spit poison and stuff. And I actually don't think I got through completely the whole quest. I remember going down there and um, just taking tons of damage. Their projectile spitting um, does a lot of damage. I just know that I come across this game, I think, through a YouTuber, and you know, for whatever reason, I don't remember him saying like I'm just gonna do a few videos, not sure how long or how many videos I'm gonna do, and you know, then proceed on to something else. I bet these all are gonna explode. Yeah, there's some of them that explode there. I don't know. Probably gonna be more. Yeah, no, entire row there. Taking some damage here. I'm not gonna worry about those other couple barrels. Anyway, I think that's how I came across it originally. Um, and he did 11 videos. I guess like maybe 30 minutes each, 20 to 30 minutes each, and just stopped. And then he actually, I checked on his YouTube channel, and he actually didn't do anything for like 8 months or something. Like this was like the last game he was playing on his channel, and he didn't do anything for like 8 months. And then Final Fantasy 15 came out, and then he started uploading videos again. But I was enjoying watching him play, and I was enjoying, you know, seeing like all the stuff in the game that was included, all the quests and stuff. And I just was like, okay, that's weird. That you just, I mean, I can understand stuff happens, like computer crapped out, which may have been a possibility. I don't know. I didn't watch any of his Final Fantasy videos. I had the game myself, and I was not wanting to spoil or ruin anything by watching any Final Fantasy 15. Um, I leveled up there. Does a little trumpet noise when you level up. Um, Probably go into vitality this level, and then oh, I'm used to a skill tree. Anyway, moving on. watched a video of the post-mortem, um, just Diablo in general, and it was, the brainchild, whatever his name is, David Bresnik. Um, and that was an hour video. Had about 20 minutes there at the end of the video, just him answering some questions. But of course, he was talking about how it all began and the idea. There's several guys down here. Might want to just try to lure one or two of them. But it looks like they're all going to try to follow me here. And I gotten pretty far in the original Diablo vanilla game. I'd say about 70, maybe 75% the way through. And that was just on normal difficulty. There's actually, I think, 4 level difficulties in this mod. Normal, Nightmare, Hell, and Tormented, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It bothers me that I'm glad that the game's playing well now that I'm in here in the dungeon, but it still pauses every now and then, which is annoying. Hold on a second. I gotta drop a couple things, but let me take out these guys. That cloak, I'm not sure if it's any good. This club is, I know, not worth anything, and this one can be gotten rid of, and I'll save my scroll of healing. Switch out the Inferno. Do a little bit of inventory management here. Is this cloak even worth anything? It's not identified. Might be worth something. Get myself some items to sell. But anyway, it was a pretty interesting video if you're really into Diablo. Learn a couple things may or may not have known. He actually had a script of the game. As I'm sure it basically went over a little bit, tiny bit of lore in there, and then had sure like what the game kind of was, or gonna be, or whatever. I'm not sure what was all in it. He kind of said what it was. Like, here's a script that I had written. I kind of try to pass on this script to a couple publishers, try to get them to see if they were interested. I just remember him saying that, and then at the end of the video, someone had asked if he would upload it, and he said he would put a URL link if you wanted to check it out. I haven't checked it out. I like Diablo. My experience with it has been a good one. That's the reason why I'm playing like the original here. I still think that this is a great action RPG. From the original to Diablo 2, I've not touched Diablo 3. Originally, when it came out, and a friend of mine who had bought it, said it was overall decent game. Just to cut, some nitpicks. He said, in comparison to Diablo 2, Diablo 2 is the better game. Just the differences between the two, he preferred Diablo 2 over it. But again, solid game and everything. I guess I still feel like I'm hitting pretty good. I think I'm going to go into Vitality again for this level 3. Rags. Don't want. There's a chest behind me. I'm gonna quickly. Oh, there's booby trap too. I think I'm gonna go down here. See what's down here. basically on that premise, I was just like, okay, well, if Diablo 2 is still considered by some or most or whatever to still be the better Diablo experience, and then I'm content with that. I still play Diablo 2 here and there, and I still love the game. I know this one's not going to be worth anything. I'm hoping maybe this one that dropped. This is the one. Oh, I'm not sure. Okay, there we go. And yeah, so I mean, I had an interest in maybe picking it up for the console there, playing that um, console version online, even though you could do that on PC. I know. I was just, you could also play cooperatively online if I'm not mistaken. This is just like a well, isn't it? Didn't do anything. My health is still the same. I think maybe it cleanses if you're poisoned, maybe. I'm gonna guess. Also, the cinematics look really good in Diablo 3. I've checked some of those out. They look pretty good. Also watched a video on just Diablo lore, going from the first one to the second one and then the third one, just like all the lore and how it kind of all started originally, how there was, seven evils and all that stuff, and how that came about. So that was pretty interesting. But if you're into Diablo and everything like that, you guys probably know about the lore just as much as I do. I just been in a Diablo mood. I did start up Grim Dawn last night, and that was it was interesting. There's a lot of skeletons in there, and the best way to go about this is to basically block the door entrance and just let them come one at a time. And just don't misclick. It's the best way to go about doing this. Instead of letting them pour out or you trying to go in there and get hit by like 5 of them at a time. And I have beaten Diablo 2 in all difficulties. It's just a really good game. I don't speed run it or anything like that. Like I don't really enjoy speed running anything. If I'm gonna play a game, I'm just gonna, especially a RPG, I'm gonna explore and stuff like that, and I guess grind just a little. Starting to get full, and there's starting to be a couple items. These small axes aren't. I mean, they're both the same. Oh, tripping out because of that's another small axe. But then there's a regular axe over here. I think I'm gonna pick up this regular axe and replace it with one of the small axes. And then there's that Book of Pact, which I'm interested in. I don't have any TPs, which is a little annoying. Scroll of Healing. I'm gonna use one here. Scroll of Identify. It's useful. In case any of you haven't played Diablo, you don't get the what's the you don't get the luxury of Deckard Cain just identifying things for free. He is in this game, he was in this game to begin with. Um, it's a little ways away to get back to the town. But hey, I'm not rushing through this. But I'm going to leave it off here and then just continue on. And then when start up my next video, I'll be back. back in the dungeon where I left off after I go ahead and sell some stuff. But I'll see you guys in the next part.